Marnes, last night's loss was obviously a tough one to swallow. Does embarrassment come with that for the group?
I think with every loss like that, embarrassment's a word that gets thrown around, and we've shown now probably in the last 2 weeks that there's a difference between the level that we're at the moment and where we want to get to. Port Adelaide are playing sensational footy, and last night they're really efficient with the ball, but our effort just could be questioned at different times, which is hasn't been able to be questioned through this year. We think the effort's always been there. We've been in games quite a bit, so that was probably the first one, which is the most disappointing.
Obviously, the skills were an issue last night. Missing basic handballs, missing targets by foot. Can you figure out why that is happening?
There's a couple of reasons that you can look at around the conditions, slippery conditions, but ultimately it was the pressure in the last 2 weeks against both Brisbane and Port Adelaide. Again, we haven't been able to perform under that type of pressure, so it's an area we've got to get better at because it's impacting our game. I mean, we turned over the ball way too easily, which they scored a lot from, and when you're playing against good sides, that's how they score. They have put really strong pressure around the ball on you. They make it hard for you to execute skills, and they turn the ball over and score, and that was a fair bit of last night's game. There
are question marks around game plan, around players that aren't performing as high as they should be. Do the coaches have answers to why these things are happening?
Yeah, I think you've got to be careful sometimes to look at one game and throw everything out. We've made some real progression in a lot of different areas over the last month, and we were playing against a top side that showed us up in a lot of different areas. So yes, we just been with the coaches review then. We look at every aspect of our week, how we trained, the 4-day preparation, how we went about that, were the players ready for the game, different ways of how we're moving the ball, how we're going to handle the pressure. So you look at all those different aspects, but you can't be changing too much in 1 week as well.
You touch on Port being a top side. We've probably lost 5 games to 5 of the better teams in the competition. Does it sort of just show where we're at the moment?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It just shows us where we're at the moment. Against those top teams, we can compete for a period of time, but they're another level above us at the moment, and that's the reality. And that's we have to work hard to bridge that gap, and that's what the coaches and players are going to be doing now.
I've got no doubt fans are going to be commenting after this saying there's a lot of talk and they've heard the excuses before. Why do you think this is different, or what can you say to them that would comfort them in this stage?
I think that at this stage, I'd say this is a once-off occurrence for us. As we have said, we've built over a period of time now. The last couple of weeks, we've shown that we can play in a better brand of footy. We've been in games, and again, we just have put in a really poor performance on the weekend. We have to own that. We can be embarrassed by it, which we all are, but we need that to drive us into performing better. And got a really important period of time coming up. We go to Adelaide to play 2 games over there against Adelaide and North Melbourne. We're going to make sure we're really well prepared for those games and attack them with everything.
People are always going to come for the senior coach after poor performances. Are you comfortable with how Simon Goodwin's tracking at the moment?
Oh, well, everyone wants to win games of footy, and the senior coach is a crucial part to that, but as are all the other coaches and all the staff. And as I said in our review, we look at all the things that we did through that whole week, and we all take ownership of it. And like we celebrate the wins together, we take on board, and we have the poor situations like a performance like on the weekend. So that's the way we've approached it as a club, and we'll continue to do it that way.
Goody does have 2 years on his contract. Are you confident he's the man for this club?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't mind another person to be the senior coach right now, and he's got some unbelievable traits as a senior coach. His work ethic, the way he looks for every opportunity to get better, that attitude he's got with, and the relationship he's got with our players and staff. We're confident that we'll get out of this rut they're in at the moment, and he's the man to drive us. He's been able to achieve some tremendous things as a young senior coach already. He's been under a lot of pressure already with the season we had last year, the way he's responded to that. The amount of changes he's been able to adopt into the way we're playing this year. Couldn't be more confident that he's the man to lead us, and he's working more hours than anyone at the moment.
Fans are rightfully upset at the moment. This club's probably let them down for a long period of time, but are the players and the staff bleeding just as much?
Yeah, we are. I mean, it's we're away at the moment for one purpose, that's to win games of footy, away from our families and friends at the moment, and it's not an ideal situation for anyone, and the way I've explained it is what we can do is win games of footy. And walking around today, there's disappointment on everyone's faces. We want to be winning. It's a different vibe obviously when you're losing around here, so we're doing everything we can to change that around. But what I'd say to the fans is we've played 2 of the top teams the last 2 weeks, and they've showed us that we're not quite there at the moment, but we're improving. We're trying to bridge that gap, and that's what we'll be doing for the rest of the season.
2 games coming up against Adelaide and North. Is it at a must-win stage now?
Oh, I think so. Yeah, I think we're 3 and 5 right now. Yeah, we have to get back to 5 and 5 out of these 2 games. We have to win these games and and set yourself up for a good back half of the season.
You touched on the fact we're coming off 2 of the better sides. Are you sort of feeling it's not doomsday just yet?
Oh, you can't ever feel that way, Ben. It's we've lost a game of footy and we didn't perform well, but in these short turnarounds, we play in 6 days' time, and we got to fly to Adelaide, and then we play 4 days after that. So, yes, we can be disappointed, and we can feel embarrassed, but it can only last for 24 hours or less. We got to get on with it. We got to start to improve again, and we'll train again tomorrow and on the things that we need to work on, get everyone back on the horse, and put in a good performance against the Crows.
And we've just had another busload of people come in, the 11 players that weren't initially in the hub. Is it good for the whole group to have that sort of new wave come in?
Yeah, for sure. We've been away for nearly a month now, and to have that group come in and creates a whole new energy. They're excited about being here, and some of those guys are desperate to be able to put their hand up for selection as well. So they're going to create a good vibe here. A number of partners have joined as well. So I have over close to 100 people in our hub now. It's been a really good environment for us. The families have been great in building that type of environment. And as I said, we just want to win games of footy as well. It certainly helps.